Few things before you get started. You're going to need some wood, of course, and I'll show you that in a second. You're going to need a yardstick or something that has centimeters on it and feet. I mean, this is my old yardstick, and I used it with feet, and then I got this so I could use it with, I could mark it with centimeters. You're going to need a pencil and a black Sharpie oil-based marker. Okay, so not like a regular marker or Sharpie. You have to use an oil-based marker. And then I needed something like this with a level that I could make straight lines, because I can't do a straight line if my life depends on it. So I got one of these levels, and I'll show you how this works in a second. And then I just wanted a really small ruler that had centimeters on it, so I could use it with centimeters. Hi everybody. I know I could see you're all commenting. I can't actually comment on it. All right, so if you come on, make sure you say hi or something random, so that I can add you into the draw. I'm going to try once more to try to find you guys, because I don't know what's going on today, but it is what it is, and there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm sorry. We'll just kind of winging it today with the comments, but I will go back, and if you have specific comments, I will make sure I address them back at you. Okay, so we're going to need some wood. I'm going to move this chair. So I got this wood last year before all this COVID stuff started, and it's a 4-foot piece of wood that is cut into 12 inches, and it's about half an inch wide, or thick, sorry. And what I did is just prep this long before this started today, and basically just sanded the edges, and then I would paint it just whatever color paint you want. I'm using, I did one that I'm using today that has I did it in a gray finish, and then I took white and just did like a weathered look on it, because I think that looks really good. But you know, when you win this, I had this extra piece of wood, so I'll just do it on whatever color you want if that matches it. And the reason I'm doing this is that when Kurt was little, I marked his height on the side of a door jamb, but like I moved like 2 or 3 times, so I could never keep it. And this is a really good idea if you want to just track your kid's height, and you could actually put weight on it anyway. All right, so that's what you're going to need. A piece of wood. Just going to put this off to the side. And I've already done one and marked it with the grid, right? But I'm going to show you on this one how I did the grid on it. So this is what it looks like, done in the gray whitewash, with the centimeter grid on it. Now, this took a while to do, so leave yourself a couple of hours just to put the grid on it, right? So you want to do the finish that you're going to do, and then you're going to put the grid on it. So, you know, painting it, you need a couple of days, because it does take 2 coats for the initial coat, and then the whitewash coat takes another day, so there's 3 days with drying time. And then the grid, again, takes about 2 hours, and then you're good to go, okay? So basically what I did, I'm going to show you how I did it on this piece of wood. So what I did is just laid it down. Gotta move all this stuff out of the way. Okay. So lay your piece of wood down. And what I like to do is start at the one end and then work my way to the top. So all I did was took my ruler, and if you have one with centimeters or whatever, go for it, right? And just laid it down, and I start at the bottom with it being sort of 1, and then I just marked on it with my pencil each part of this, like the centimeters. So for the centimeter part, I'm going to make a big mark every 10 centimeters, right? So basically I just, with my pencil, I just went down and marked where my centimeters were. Just like this. try to be as accurate as you can. And when I got to the 10, I did this, and then I made one on the other side. So when I do my other grid, I can make it the right size and have it level, right? So then you just keep going up. And then make a little notch, right? Are you following me there? I want to see thumbs up if you're following me. I'm going to come up and just have a look at these comments. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I can't. Good. Okay, perfect. Thumbs up. All right? And if you're watching this and you like what I'm doing, hit the like button, please. That'd be great. All right. So keep going up until you have it up to about, I did it to 150 centimeters, right? But I didn't start it until I was at 40 centimeters. So when you're placing this on your wall, you don't want it to be right at ground level. You want it to be up higher, right? So what I did is I started this bottom piece at 40 centimeters off the ground. All right, you following me on that? 40 centimeters off the ground, which is under 2 feet. So I doubt whether you'd ever have somebody stand up against the wall under 2 feet, right? But if you have like a newborn baby, you can certainly put on the bottom of it the initial weight, like the length you had at birth, and then just continue on that way. Anyways, that's what it looks like when it's continuously marked all the way to the top, to 150 centimeters. But what I did is then I took this angled piece, just going to move this down a bit, and put it against my piece of wood. See how I'm doing that? It comes right against it. And I just made these about, I don't know, I think it was about 3 inches from the edge, right? And I just marked it like this, 3 inches from the edge, following the grid line that you've already placed on there. Okay, now when you get to the 10, I wanted to make it 5 inches. So I just came up to the 5-inch mark and put down like that, right? And then I just continued on at the 3-inch mark. Okay, following? Thumbs up, following. Good. Okay, and then once I got that all done, right, marked all the way to the top, except for about 8 inches, I guess, from the top, well, 150 centimeters, I took my black Sharpie marker, and on the ones that were just 3 inches, I was able to just freehand those, right? Filling in my line that I made with my pencil at the 3-inch. Now, for the 5-inch one, I did go ahead and use this, just because I wanted to make sure that it would be straight. Otherwise, it would be sort of wiggly. So then I just put this down and took my Sharpie marker or my paint marker and made it at the 5-inch mark. Okay? Good? Good. Alright, so I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all done. Am I going too fast? Are you guys all good? Alright. Drink a coffee. Alright. So this is what it looks like when I've completely put all my marks on it. Okay, so see how it's like, well, I guess it's about 6 inches from the top. But I've put all my grid lines on it, right? So here's 10, here's my 10, and then made more little ticks in it, put another one. So this will be 50 centimeters, 60 centimeters, 70 centimeters, 80 centimeters, and so forth till you get to 150 centimeters. All right? And then what I did is I used my Cricut. Yes, I used my Cricut, and I know a lot of you don't have a Cricut. You can use a stencil to do this. You can go to the dollar stores and you can get like printed wording and put it on there. However you think you want to do it works for me. But I wanted to put something across the top. And so what I did is I made these on my Cricut, it says loved beyond measure, right? To put it at the top. So I'm going to put that on. Just bring this down because I want it to be right at the top. You guys see that? And just take my transfer tape. Put it on top of my wording that I have. I'm going to start with love. Place it down. This is a new piece of transfer tape for you guys because I don't want to fight with it. Right? You know me, I like to use it more than once. So I'm just going to take my scraper and scrape this wording. I'm sorry, I can't see your comments. I can see your comments, guys. I just can't respond to them. So if you have any specific questions, I will message you and let you know what they are. Answer your questions. Okay? So I'm just going to take this off, make sure I've got my hat pin. Nope, we're good to go. Just take this off really slowly. Wasn't able to get the good transfer tape that I like, so I have to use this. It's not the best. That's why I need my hat pin, so I can coax it along. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Loved. And I want to place it directly in the center at the top. Looks about good there. And I have to kind of scratch this down. You guys all see that? Great. And then slowly remove your transfer tape. There we go. And if it comes up, just put it down. Okay, so I've got the loved on the top, and I know this is backwards, you guys are looking at it, but it says loved at the top. And then I'm going to put beyond measure below it, just because that was a nice phrase. Kind of goes with the whole grafting thing. There. Don't have my glass on the table because it's a bit of a challenge. Here we go. My pin. What did I do with my pin? There it is. Yeah, this transfer tape that I bought, it's not the best transfer tape, but they didn't have any in stock of what I usually use, so I kind of had to go with what I could get. This is kind of a one-use only, I guess, piece of transfer tape, but I like to kind of keep it for a couple of times anyway. There we go. So, beyond measure, and I'm just going to place this directly underneath the loved part. Let's place this down. You want this directly underneath of it, pretty centered if you can. There we go, I think that looks good. That's my scratcher. I'm sure there's another word for this, but I call it a scratcher. All right. Beyond measure. Gently remove your, you guys can see that, remove your transfer tape. There we go. Just put that there. I'm going to keep that because I might use it again. So, loved beyond measure. Good. Now I wanted to put something along the side just because I could, and I had room. So I'm going to just lay this down, and right sort of in the middle of this, I want to put some phrasing, which today is going to say our growing family, and I want to place it sort of in the middle if I can, like that, right? So I know where I want to put it. Now it's just a matter of using my transfer tape and transferring it onto the wood. So just placing this down, our growing. You know what I'd like to use? There it is. I find the best thing to use for this is a lighter. The edge of a lighter works a lot better than that scratchy thing. I guess that scratchy thing just looks a little bit more professional. I don't do this professionally. I just do this for your entertainment. All right. So hopefully that'll stay. Got my hat pin in case it doesn't. So just coax it along. It doesn't want to come off. I see a lot of you guys are on here wanting to have these. This is not hard to make. It's a bit time consuming, but it's certainly not a hard thing to make. Right? Because if it was hard to make, I wouldn't make it. All right. Growing is done. Ours next. Just like this. So, put my hat in there so I don't lose it. That goes in the garbage. Now I'm just going to put, once again, try to make this as straight as you can. And I think I'll come down just a little bit. I think that looks good there. And I'm just looking at the G's and kind of placing them so they're the same amount of space from the bottom. Just take my, I'm going to use my lighter. Rub this down. So when I'm putting this on with the transfer tape, I go one way, and then I go the other way to try to keep it down, right? Make sure I've got it all kind of placed down. So put that to the side. Now slowly just remove your transfer tape. Like so. Then we're going to put the family on here. Look at all you guys. Hey Jerry. Hi Peggy. I know I can see sort of all these people that are commenting, but I can't get you up on my Facebook, so I'm winging it this morning with you. And like I said, if you're late to the party, then we're making a growth chart. And if you have any questions about this, how I made this, or have any questions about products that I use, just message me, or put a message, or put a comment on here, and then I will answer them for you. Okay? Take my hat pin. I'm at the end of this transfer tape, that's for sure. because it really doesn't want to stick now. How's everybody making out with the lockdown we got going on? My guess is that it's gonna get a little bit worse, kids. Gotta find yourself some crafts to do to amuse yourself, since we can't do anything else. There we go. Family is off. Let's make sure that stays straight, that I don't want it to curl too much. There we go. Hat pin down. Now I just want to place this down, and I want to make sure that the Y is sort of at the same place as the G was on the growing part. And it is. So then I just rub something on the top, lighter, scratcher. I've used a credit card. Anything works, really. And just gently take this off. Okay? I'm going to throw this away, because I won't be using it again. Right, so I know that's down, it looks straight. This is what we got so far. Right? The grid lines are in centimeters. I've marked 10 centimeters on this, and also put our growing family along the side. Okay? Now I wanted to put something at the bottom just because it was some space. So I decided to put a phrase. It's by C.C. Cummings. It says, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are," which I think is a great phrase. And then I put C.C. Cummings at the bottom, just as to not get in trouble for copyright. Right? So I'm just going to place a new piece of transfer tape down over top of the phrase. And I'm just going to use my lighter or scratcher or whatever. And just scratch along the top, rub it down. And I wanted this to be at the very bottom. Hi everybody, I can see you guys all there. Commenting, saying hi. Appreciate you being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. I do tutorials every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. For you people that are up early. Alright. So I've got that hopefully scratched down. This is a new piece. Of course not. So, get your hat pin. Oh, this is not my favorite transfer tape, I tell you. I won't be buying this one again. Oh, just take your time getting this off. Brand new piece of transfer tape. Crazy. It's crazy, man. We're at courage. Oftentimes, if you just start it at the top and give it a pick, I find that hat pins work really well. Just as you're peeling it slowly down, you make sure you've got them all coming off with you. I'm into this one now. We're almost at the middle of January. It's crazy hard to believe, right? I don't know. Time goes so fast. It's nice to have things that you can remember things by. Growth charts are nice because then you can remember how fast your kids actually grow. Yeah, oops, my end's not. So when it just peels right off, I just put it aside and I'll place it down. Not a big deal. This is not making me happy. I might take my scratcher and come this way. I'm sure you guys don't want to spend all day watching me do this, but it's kind of the way crafting happens, you know. Sometimes things come off really well, and sometimes they don't. It's kind of just luck of the draw, I think. And of course, if I'm doing a tutorial, it's not going to go well. It's kind of just the way things are. There we go. We're on a roll now. I know it's not my vinyl because this is the same vinyl I use all the time, but it's the transfer tape. Oh, it's infuriating. All right. If you're watching this on replay, just fast forward this part. It's painful. Painful. All right. And if letters don't come off, I'll just place them on. I'll go back and place them on individually if I have to. I can do that. I have the ability. Almost there. Sorry, guys. I know the CC Cummings isn't coming off, and I'm just going to go back and put that on. There we go. I think we're good. Except I had one that was, let's see. It takes courage to grow up. Okay, where's my N? To find an N. Oh, there it is. It's kind of just jumped away on me here. So I'm just going to take this N off. And just place it down. And I'll put it on all by itself. Okay, there's the N. Okay, and I'll do CC Cummings in a second. So, that's what I'm looking at here. It takes courage to grow up. There will be an and then on here. And become who you really are. And I just want to put this right at the bottom. Right here. My lighter. If you're new here, make sure you say hi and where you're from. I'd like to see where everybody's from that are watching. I've got people watching this from all over the place. I'm glad everybody comes on to say hi. I like it. Makes me feel like I'm doing something that I should be doing. Okay, so that's off. Right, so I'm going to put my N down. That came off. My hat pin. So when you have pieces of letters that come off or something from your vinyl that comes off, you just take it and just place it down. Try to make sure that it's straight. And then I want to put CC Cummings at the bottom so as not to impinge on copyright. Because CC Cummings made that phrase. So I got to put that person's name on. I don't know if that CC Cummings is a man or a woman. Don't know. Maybe I'll Google that later. CC Cummings. Good phrase. Of course, it's not going to come off. All right. That end looks a little wonky. It's okay. We'll fix it. Very quiet in my basement today. Lexi's been kind of just being lazy all day. She's not coming to visit, and I think she's finally getting the fact that I'm not talking to her on Sunday morning. She thinks I'm just talking to my phone, I think. Alright, I'll put those dots on in a second. Got CC Cummings, which I'm just going to put down here, and it's not straight, but I will fix it. Once I get it down, like that. Gonna fix that M. It looks a bit wonky. Just gonna peel it off. And I am using permanent vinyl on here. So it can be a bit of a challenge. If you make a mistake, just take your time. And I just broke my M. Alright, so I'll just do this. And I am going to put a coat of Varathane on top of it, just to keep everything sort of looking good. And then you can put your height and weight on it with a Sharpie marker. This works well. And I think this is a really good idea because you can take it with you when you move. If you move, you're not in a forever home, you're just in a transitional home. When you have your kitties, CC Cummings, just put these dots on. After the C's. Oops, on my finger. You know what, I'll just do those after because everything's annoying me this morning, so we'll just put that off. Okay, now I want to put every 10 centimeters I'm going to put a number, right? So I have them done on here. Once again, transfer tape. So I'm starting it out at 40. So what you do is you mark from the bottom of at your floor level, and then go up to 40 centimeters and mark that on your wall, and then you can affix this to your wall. But you want to start at 40 centimeters. Now, why did I choose 40 centimeters? Because my baseboards here in this home are about 8 inches. They're really, really big. So I couldn't, go at floor level because it would be like Tippy Canoe, right? So that's why I'm ensuring that it's up high enough and that, you want to get to 150 centimeters on this, right? So I got my transfer tape and I'm going to do this all the way up. So starting at 50, and you can put these on however you want. If you don't want to put them every 10 centimeters, you can put them every 20, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. You make this your own when you're making it. Whatever color you want, in centimeters, in feet, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to put 50 centimeters just under the line. Okay, because that is what I thought looked good. 50 centimeters, and I'm going to go all the way up to 150 centimeters, which is approximately 5 feet or so. So there's 50, 60, Yep, I'm not going to be buying this transfer tape again. Nope. Like that was one, because I'm using new transfer tape on this, and one pass. Crazy. Craziness. There we go. And I want this to be look good, right? Because if they want this one, then I want to make sure it looks good, man. Okay, 60 centimeters is going under here. Think about when this transfer tape doesn't want to stick initially, but you don't have a problem getting it off, so that works good. 70 centimeters. So the key here is to try to get things as straight as you can get them. I think I'll do one more and then I'll start another piece of transfer tape. Is everybody bored? Am I boring you? If you're following still along, make sure you say hi. Give me a thumbs up. I think this is a good idea. I'd like to see some thumbs up. Let me see them. All right. 80 centimeters. And we'll just put that there. Ditching this piece of transfer tape. Going to a new piece. Going 90. That is a new piece of transfer tape. It's not happening very well. Oh my God. Okay. 90 centimeters. 6. There we go. You want them to be about as even as you can get them. Nothing in life is perfect. Neither will this be. Alright, move this down. We're at 100 centimeters. Now you can paint the back of this whatever color you want. I will probably go ahead and paint it black. Or I might go gray. Depends on my mood. Gray might look alright. And I will put a sealant on it, so as to keep it looking good. So, I want to make sure that O is the same as everybody else. So this is coming in a little bit further, because I want to make sure that it's all about the same. $110. yards coming off, all right? Oh, pretty good. So once again, line up the O. Want it to be straight. 110. Almost there. $120. Hi everybody. Oh, look at all of you guys on here watching me. So for those of you that have a private Facebook page, meaning that people can't see your comments, I can see your comments, so don't worry about that. I'll still put you in the draw. And I will answer your questions if you have any at the end of this. Once again, line up your 0. Now push it down. I'm going to use my last piece of transfer tape here instead of using this one again. Where is it? There it is. Just make sure you have a garbage handy. So we got 130, 140, and 150 centimeters. 150 centimeters, approximately 5 feet-ish. Not exactly 5 feet, but approximately. 130. What's everybody doing today for the rest of the day? Cold outside. I had to drive Sandy to the airport at 5 o'clock this morning. It's pretty chilly then. There wasn't a lot of people out in the road though. That's good. 130. Lining it up. Feet's much easier. You don't have to do this as much because you're just putting a few pieces on here, but centimeters is different. You kind of got to put your marks on. 140 centimeters. So this is going on. I'm gonna do some crafting today. You know, regular stuff. Laundry, I guess. Might have to do that. There we go. There we are. 140. Lay this down. It's not straight. There we are. One more, guys. One more, and that's it. 140. 150 coming at you. Centimeters. Okay. 150. Here we go. $150. Coming at you. There we are. And that is the last one on. Okay. 150. Okay. So all my marks are on there. Determine the height. throwing all of this transfer tape away because it's garbage. Garbage transfer tape. All right. And you just put your hand over top. Make sure that it's all adhered. Okay. So that's what it looks like. Loved beyond measure with all my height on here. Whoops. All my height on here. And then at the bottom, the saying that I wanted was CC Cummings. And our growing family on the side. So I will go ahead and finish the back. Paint the back. I haven't decided what color it's going to be. And then I will put a coat of Varathane on the entire thing, front and back. So when you put Varathane on, feels like it's dry, but don't put anything on it, or don't put a second coat on for 24 hours. It's always important when you're painting anything using good paint that you need 24 hours for it to cure without putting another coat on. Okay? So that's it. That's it for today. That is a growth chart. And next week, we're going to do Jerome. We're going to make Jerome the gnome, the outside gnome. I'm going to make him with like a plaid sort of red hat, I think. Maybe with a sign. Maybe it's cold outside, because it is. And that's what we're doing next week. So, listen, thanks everybody for stopping in and saying hi. If you're watching us on YouTube, welcome to my channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you hit that notification button, every time I post a video or a tutorial, it'll come on. And it'll notify you that I'm coming on. And until that time, everybody be safe. Have a really great week. And I'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m. Love you all. Bye now.